Morning. I'm out on another ride with Mike and Simon, and we're heading up to town, and then we're going to turn left at Greenwich and go along the Thames path. So if you want to see a tit on a bike wearing a GoPro riding along the Thames path, get up there now and form serried ranks along the path, and you can see us flash past. Catch you soon. We've arrived. We rendezvoused at Rafe's at 10 AM and fair thrashed it up the Waterlink Way. I didn't film that because you've seen that before. And here we are at Greenwich, and it's a grey day in Balamory, as you can see, and we are about to head along the Thames path towards Tower Bridge, and possibly even as far as London Bridge, if we're feeling strong and are not forced to stop for a vegan croissant or any other unpleasant comestible. So come with us on this enjoyable Thames path ride from Greenwich to London Bridge or Tower Bridge and even back again. It was in this road, Borthwick Street, that Christopher Marlowe was stabbed in 1959. People didn't like his plays. Mike, I don't think the route goes up there. Then we have to go round here. That's what we did with the walk. Kind of up this chin shots. Well, I see what other cycling YouTubers do. And apparently this is very popular with subscribers. Not quite sure I know why, but if you want to see the underside of my tinny tin chin and the contents of my rather attractive aquiline Van Dyke nose dripping out while I cycle along, then you have been rewarded for your patience. That beeping you can hear, by the way, is my Wahoo telling me that I'm not on the route, which I know. So here we are. I think it's called Surrey Docks, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's a marina, anyway. A marina being a place where boats are parked, and there are, I believe, some houseboats parked here. It's a little bit Amsterdamish, isn't it, with these cycles, with the canal and with the boats in the background. And there is the sound of seagulls, I suppose, or birds anyway, I'm not sure the difference. Oh, rather attractive, isn't it? Do you think so? Shame it's a bit grey, a bit dull, a bit miserable. But still, a nice place to rock up, I think you'll agree.
It's a nice boat.
Yeah. That doing it for you, Simon?
Yeah, I'm sure then.
Example of the bargee's art is called Tidy Thames, and this very beautiful 18th century Dutch barge is for sale, including rubbish, only 450,000 plus mooring. Mooring is another 450,000, but in return you get to see Mike cycling past in his blue jacket and Simon in his yellow jacket. So, all offers gratefully received. And here is a really attractive original Thames barge, and next to it, as Simon has so accurately pointed out, is not a copy, but the original of the Nautilus. Yes, Captain Nemo's submarine that was used in that great film of the same name, Captain Nemo's Submarine. That's the blue thing that you can see there. Not in any of my videos, but I'm thinking of getting a Brompton And it strikes me that if I had a Brompton, this would be the place to come on it. This Amsterdam of South London, quiet today because it's a bit grey, it's a bit cloudy. Imagine in a sunny day, in the sunshine, in the summer. This is very crowded with people. But marinas, boats, shipyards, the sea, I suppose, it just does it for me. Don't know why. Perhaps it harks back to in my previous life I was a sea captain and I roamed the Spanish Main. Perhaps as a pirate. Yes, they call me the Johnny Depp of the Spanish Main until Johnny Depp disgraced himself, and then they didn't call me that anymore. But I love it. I'm sorry if I'm going on about it. I mean, if you're bored, feel free to switch off and leave a comment down below saying you're bored. But I really like it. These are cars. Quite interested in them. About the Thames Path, not just here but in other places that I've been on the route, is that it's remarkably quiet. There are really very few people around, very few walkers around, which surprises me. Let him go, Mike, let him go. And now as we gaze across Old Father Thames to Wapping, I suppose, Canary Wharf. Not really Canary Wharf, no, I suppose it's Wapping. And the skyscrapers of capitalist Britain pointing their great riches to the sky and saying, come all you poor people, deposit your money with us so we can build more temples to Mammon. Yes, preferably with a McDonald's in the entrance. I think it's quite nice actually. Might be a temple to Mammon, but nothing wrong with Mammon. I don't know what that noise is. Probably a barge coming along. Sailing along. Invented in Germany during the war when they were known as U-boats. Now name's been changed to protect the innocent, and they're known as Uber boats. Never caught one myself. Maybe one day. Happy that there are gates or obstructions to go through, because he has to get off his bike, and having a bad back and a bad hip causes him no end of pain. So Mike and I, being good friends, thoughtful friends, make sure that the route we find has plenty of gates, plenty of obstructions, plenty of times that Simon has to dismount. And we laugh each time it happens. So we're back on the Thames Path, pootling along, bimbling along. We don't go fast, we're not rushing, we see no reason to race. There is an anchor point in the shape of two breasts, or a pair of breasts. That's enough breasts, Julian. Now we're going to come to another obstruction here. Simon's not going to be happy because he's going to have to dismount once again. What are you pointing out, Mike? Canary Wharf. So I was right when I said Canary Wharf. Do you know why it's called Canary Wharf? Now this, no, wait a minute.
It's a genuine.
No, you're thinking I'm talking bollocks, but I am not. It is called Canary Wharf because it is where the fruit and vegetables from the Canaries used to be unloaded when this was part of the Great London Docks.
Well,
And that is 100% straight up the truth. Unlike most things in my videos, that one is accurate.
that is based on fact. Right.
I don't know what this is. That sign there points to the Engine Room Museum. Unfortunately, this gate here is padlocked, so we can't get through it. And as we look down, we see two rails which were probably used to pull So what would what would have been pulled up these rails? Boats or engines or what?
Boats. Yeah, boats.
What? Why?
Work on the bottom straight. Work on
It's like a dry dock, you mean?
Yeah.
It's a dry dock.
I don't suppose these beams would have been across here.
No. So why are those beams there? Is that so the workmen could get from one side to the other? Across the beams?
These beam brackets have been falling in.
It's to stop the sides falling in. Isn't it useful to have two old men with one to explain things like this?
Keep them now stuck for now.
These half wheels here must have raised the bridge. But what was it that raised the bridge?
Well, it must be counterbalance weight.
You see these wheels here, these gear wheels. Do you think that would have something to do with it?
Yeah.
And does it go down through those sort of stanchions there? Do you think?
So it rolls along these things, just goes like that, just goes.
Yeah, but what is it that makes it move?
A bloke at the other end lifts it up.
What, with his hands?
It just goes fully.
And it's just like that, magic.
Oh, no.
I think it's fascinating.
This must weigh a lot more than that.
Okay, but what is it that makes it raise?
Oh, no, it must have a motor. Yeah.
Okay, so where is the motor? Is it in that?
It's not secret.
Is it in this box thing here? Because you see there's like a, what do you call that? A wheel, not a wheel, axle. So there's an axle there.
Yeah.
And you've got two gear wheels at either end.
Yeah.
But what is it that makes the axle turn? Look, there's another gear wheel here. Do you see this green one?
Yeah. Somewhere there has two or three motors.
So there's a green gear wheel up here.
And these boxes, yeah, probably full of concrete or maybe water.
Yeah?
To counterbalance the weight. Might find they pump water into it. Yeah. Might just pump water into it, pump water out.
You reckon?
Put water into that tank. Oh, that was enough to make it go.
I think this is absolutely stunning. And here is the kind of track, the sort of, a bit like a tank track that it would roll along. Amazing. Amazing piece of machinery. They were so inventive back in the 60s. What has happened to that? Why can't we do that anymore? But this thing here was a massive tank, and they would pump water into it.
And it would go, whee!
And then it would go, how would it go, Simon?
Whee!
It would whee.
Well, one more.
It would counterbalance, and that would raise the bridge. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Open a little, like, half-inch BSP stop top, and the water would come out.
And to think they could do this back in the 1960s. Extraordinary. Morning. This very attractive little park, and in the park, in this building just here, which used to be a watchman's hut and is now a cafe, where we intend to partake of coffee and some kind of food. So this part of Rotherhithe is really interesting. There's a building here, that church you can see just there where my finger is pointing, just near there where the Mayflower set sail for its first part of its journey to the New World, or what they called the United States of America. We now call it, of course, the New World. And this building you can see in the background, this is the Sufferance Wharf, because people who worked in there did not get minimum wage, so they worked there under Sufferance. The boss was called Sufferance, Mr. Sufferance. So people would say, they would meet someone in a pub and they would say, where do you work, young man? And he would say, I work under Sufferance. And everybody knew what that meant. So, Simon and Mike have gone into the cafe while I am watching the bikes. They shall order themselves some food, and then I shall order myself some food and come back out. All bikes lined up, mine here on the right, riding the basin today. In the middle is Mike's Niner, his gravel bike, and then at the left is Simon's very nice Trek e-bike, and they are resting against this circular bench designed apparently by Mies van der Rohe in 1997. Mies van der Rohe, one of the great bench designers of the late 20th century. I may sit on it later. The Rotherhithe Watch House, built in 1821, and is now the cafe. Hello. Morning. Can I get a flat white, please? And is this a pain au chocolat?
Yeah.
I'll have one of those, please.
Proper size.
Proper size. Is there a toilet anywhere near here?
No, it's like there's down the road is a pub called The Ship. You can go ahead and go there, or up there is the Brunel Museum.
Ah, yeah.
It's open at 12, but you need to go earlier. It's the Brunel Museum over there.
I don't think the Brunel Museum is open, is it?
There's always somebody there because they do the garden and everything there.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you. Now, if this turns out to be a vegan pain au chocolat, then I'm not going to be happy. Now, we need something for scale. So there's, right, Mike's put his little cake there for scale, and there's a cup in the background. If we pull back, we can see Simon. So we can see that the pain au chocolat is about half the size of Simon's head. Let's hope it tastes nice. We're going to find out soon.
Just a snack.
Just a snack to keep me going. Cheers. So I get the impression that Simon thinks the adventure is now at an end, and we should be turning back.
No?
Do you get that impression, Mike?
Definitely. I'm looking forward to the next cafe. And we want a more cycle-friendly route where you can actually stay on the bicycle.
Is a free school, and I don't think you can just see there are two statues there, and they are the head boy and head girl of the school in 1979. Two former pupils of the school here going past, and that's the cafe, of course. We had a very tasty coffee and a very nice, well, you saw it, pain au chocolat.
All this star, there is no star anymore, but you can see all the, you know,
The supports.
yeah.
The supports.
Then
Oh, so we can't walk down there.
basically the shaft, no, you cannot walk, the shaft is finished there.
Right.
Because they sell Bruno, the Bruno family, they sell the tunnel at the TFL. So now there is the shaft with the pavement, and under the shaft there is a train with the tunnel, but we cannot go under
This
the tunnel.
is the first tunnel in the world built under the river. 1843.
super, is amazing. I love the story actually.
That isn't it?
And this is the museum, and we have the other side. Then is the shop location.
Brilliant. I shall come back.
Yeah,
Thank you so
come
much.
back, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is the entrance to the shaft. Shaft! Who's the man who built the tunnel under the Thames? Shaft! No, it wasn't, was it? It was Brunel! Brunel, known as Isaac Hayes to his friends, had that hit back in 1979. Here's some primitive drawings of the people who built the tunnel. Looks a bit weird. Grand entrance hall opened by H.O.H. the Earl of Wessex, one of the least impressive of the members of the royal family. Still, managed to stay out of jail. This collection of 4 bronze figures, very interesting, I find. Very interesting. The other bronze figure in the blue jacket, that's actually Mike, not a bronze figure. It's a bronze figure of a cat. And there in the background we can see Tower Bridge and the Shard. There's Tower Bridge, there's a boat, there's the Shard, and there, boys and girls, is the cat. And we've reached a point here on the Thames path which is clearly very popular with artists, as there are a few artists here set up with their easels. Mike and Simon there dismounting. And in the background there we can see that's the Shard, and if you can just see faintly there is Tower Bridge. River Police. Thames looks very peaceful today, doesn't it? Very peaceful and quiet. I can be quiet too. Keep my mouth shut. Not say a word. Time for the worst. And we have entered the delights of Storm Nadine Doris. We've now taken to naming storms after the least impressive members of the current cabinet. So Storm Nadine is this first one. The second one is going to be Storm Therese Coffee. Oliver Dowden, of course, has been used for all manner of hurricanes already. So we'll have to see who comes next. I suppose there's a tsunami. They'll name that after Boris. Call it the Boris Tsunami. Farthing Alley. I'm not sure. This weather was not forecast. Definitely was not forecast. I thought they said Dickhead Fire Station. They said Dockhead Fire Station. Journey's end on this particular adventure. The great London Bridge, built in 1427 by William the Conqueror.
Tower Bridge.
Also known as Tower Bridge, for those people who don't know their bridges particularly well.
It's better known as Tower Bridge.
No, I call it London Bridge, Simon,
London Bridge.
because it is the famous bridge of London.
Oh, the famous bridge of London, London Bridge, was the first bridge across the Thames.
Don't listen to this nonsense, boys and girls. It will only confuse you. So, with Tower Bridge in the background, Julian, an intrepid adventure, also known as Stanley, Marco Polo, Shackleton, has got as far as Tower Bridge, or London Bridge, as it's also known, as the Bridge of Sighs, as it's also known. Anyway, we've reached the end of this great journey, this great adventure. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like my videos, subscribe, tell your friends, and remember that all the revenue from my channel goes to the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon in the United Kingdom, there to support people less fortunate than ourselves. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Oh, we're on our way back, having stopped in a very nice cafe, and here we are in Catford outside Wickes, and Simon has got a puncture in his tubeless tyre, and as we all know, repeat after me, tubeless is shit. Simon's going to pump it up, see if that makes any difference. Because, of course, the sealant should have sealed the puncture. As we know, that's what sealant in a tubeless tyre is for. So we're just going to stand here and give
I can't even get the fucking pump off.
unuseful advice. So we're going to say things like, I wouldn't do it like that, Simon.
I can't even get the pump off, so
Simon can't get the pump
that's
off.
the end of that story.
End of that story, says Simon. Anyway, you don't want to watch this performance. I've got a pump, Simon. I've got a really good pump, Simon.
I've never used this either. What's that do? That might be sure. I've never used it. Yeah.
In the meantime, we can have a look at Mike's very nice Niner travel bike here with Campag Ekar group set. Very nice it is too.
Okay. For you for a while. Action man.
Passing pedestrian there, taking the piss out of Simon. A bit unnecessary, I thought. What a lowering sky there, wouldn't you say? Wickes. Wicksy was a character in EastEnders for a while, wasn't he? Halfords. He was a character in EastEnders for a while. Don't know what's going on here. Puncture repair. Tubeless puncture repair. It's a pointless activity. It's an oxymoron. Puncture repair on a tubeless tyre. Like my school called Oxymoron. He was too. An oxy. Well, we've searched for the object or thorn or piece of unpleasantness that has pierced Simon's tyre, but we've been unable to find it. The tubeless sealant, of course, has not done its job. So Simon is putting on a tube. As you'd expect, he's tried to put the tube on first, that didn't work. So Mike is showing him what to do. Put the tyre on first, and now put the wheel back in the bike and then fit the tube. And that's the process that is being followed here. So if you're new to cycling, do as Simon does. Take your gloves off.
Take your gloves off, because you can't hold anything when you've got gloves on.
Can't hold anything when you've got gloves on.
Not when you're covered in sealant.
Put the valve retainer nut back on the valve. Mike is now fitting the tyre around the wheel with the tube inside, using those skillful fingers of his to fit the tyre on for that last remaining couple of inches. No cycle pal tyre tool needed by Mike.
I suppose the only good thing about being covered in lubricant, it might make it very easy to get back on.
And also no tyre glide tool. I have ordered the tyre glide tool, bought it with my own money, and shall soon be doing a video about it in response to pent-up demand.
That was pretty good. Right, let's go.
Cool. It's done. What a piece of brilliance. It's a bronze figure of a cat, and there in the background we can see Tower Bridge and the Shard. There's Tower Bridge, there's a boat, there's the Shard, and there, boys and girls,